All right, let's take a look at a different kind of problem. Again, we're graphing rational functions, so reviewing the steps. Remember, step 1, set numerator to 0 to get x-intercepts. Step 2, set denominator to 0 to get all vertical asymptotes. Third step is do long division to get oblique or horizontal asymptotes. Plot points on either side of the vertical asymptote. So pause the video here and see what you can do. Once you're done, then we will review everything. All right, assuming you have come back from pausing the video, let's see how you solved all the steps. So here we have a quadratic equation. How do you solve a quadratic equation then? Come on, start thinking if you haven't done it already. Yes, good, very good. So you said factor, and if you can't factor, then what? Yes, quadratic formula. So let's take a look and see what we got. Minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Your a is 1, b is 4, and c is negative 10. So plug those in, and here's what we got. So negative 2 plus or minus square root 14. Even though you can't actually plot these, you can approximate it. So we know that at approximately 1.74 and negative 5.74, the graph hits the x-axis. Once you have that knowledge, then we can continue with the other steps. So let's take a look and see what we do for the remaining steps. All right, so let's set denominator to 0 to get our vertical asymptote. So set 2x minus 4 equals 0, giving us that 2 is a vertical asymptote. So let's go ahead and plot 2 as a vertical asymptote. And then to do long division so that we can get our horizontal or oblique asymptotes. 2x times what gives us x squared? We know we need an x, so we get x squared. 2 times a half will give me a 1. So half x times 2x gives me x squared. Half x times negative 4 gives me negative 2x. When you subtract x squared minus x squared is going to be 0. 4x minus 2x, which will give me 6x. Bring the negative 10 down. 2x times 3 will give me negative, so 2x times 3 will give me 6x. 3 times negative 4 will give me negative 12. And I want to subtract. 6x minus 6x is 0. Negative 10 minus make it plus 12. Will give you 2 as your remainder. So 2 is your remainder. And your quotient is going to give you your asymptote. It is an oblique asymptote since we have a non-zero slope. 1/2 is our slope. 2 ways we can plot the oblique asymptote. Half is a slope, 3 is the y-intercept. So plot 0, 3, and then 1 up and 2 over. Or you can actually physically plot points. If you plot points, just use this tool here to plot points, or simply grab the oblique asymptote tool. 3 is our y-intercept, and then 1 up and 2 over, which will give you that. So now we have our oblique asymptote plotted. So remember, you can either plot points or you can use slope-intercept form. What's the next step? So next step is to plot points on either side of your asymptote. So take a look. We are going to plot 0, 1, 3, 2. Put them into the original and plot these coordinates. So we have 0, 5/2. So plot that. We have 1 and 5/2. If you notice, 0 and 1 have the same y coordinate, and we'll explore more of why that is. And same with 3 and 4. Both have 11/2 as their y coordinates, which might look strange to you, but once we graph it, you will see why it's not strange. In general, whenever you have asymptotes, you have a generic idea of how the graph is going to look before you do any work. Any points are plotted, because since it's a vertical asymptote on the right side, you know it's either up here or down here. If your point is up here, you know it's shooting up this way. And so you know the graph is probably going to go like that, which means it's going to come down, go through this point, dip a little lower, and then go back up to this point. That explains why they both have same y coordinate here. Same on this side. On the left side, since there's a coordinate here, you know that the graph is shooting downwards on the left side of the vertical asymptote, which means the graph is going to go up to that point, go a little higher, and turn around and come back, so that we have this as our asymptote. So let's connect the points and see if that's how the graph looks. And again, look, here's your first x-intercept and here's your second x-intercept. So those x-intercepts are telling you what where the graph hits the x-axis. So this will give you a pretty good sense of how to graph any rational function that is given to you. Just have to go through all the 4 steps. Remember now, mathematics is not about recipes, but it's about the concrete concepts. So make sure you understand all the concepts, and the steps are there just to organize it. It's not really a recipe. All right, do more problems on your own.